Hello, church. Today's devotional is called Babylon, USA. Prayer was banned in public schools in 1962. The Bible was banned in 63. Prior to that, prayer existed for nearly 200 years in our schools. And the Bible was considered the main reference for learning the proper way to live before the Supreme Court banned God. Our school system never improved. It's only gone downhill since prayer disappeared. There's a strong correlation between society going downhill and a general decline in morality. Numbers don't lie. Since 1962, we've had a 600% increase in violent crime. Divorce rates are up over 300%. Single mothers increased over 500%. Teen suicide is up over 300%. Our SAT scores have declined. 90% of our children attend public schools. Did you know that? Morals have clearly dropped since the removal of prayer in the Bible. We have lost God-based behavior and values. We neglect crucial things like the sanctity and the sacredness of marriage. What would you expect to happen to a nation rife with lies, broken marriages, unforgiveness, extortion, bribery, libel, slander, profanity, hypocrisy, revenge, personal gain? I'm going to read to you from Romans chapter 1, verses 21 to 32. Yes, they knew God, but they wouldn't worship him as God or even give him thanks, and they began to think up foolish ways of what God was like. As a result, their minds became dark and confused. Claiming to be wise, they instead became utter fools, and instead of worshiping the glorious, ever-living God, they worshipped idols made to look like mere people, birds, animals, and reptiles. So God abandoned them to do whatever shameful things their hearts desired. As a result, they did vile and degrading things with each other's bodies. They traded the truth about God for a lie. So they worshipped and served the things God created instead of the Creator himself, who is worthy of eternal praise. That is why God abandoned them to their shameful desires. Even the women turned against the natural way to have sex and instead indulged in sex with each other. And the men, instead of having normal sexual relations with women, burned with lust for each other. Men did shameful things with other men. As a result of the sin, they suffered within themselves the penalty they deserved. Since they thought it foolish to acknowledge God, he abandoned them to their foolish thinking and let them do things that should never be done. Their lives became full of every kind of wickedness, sin, greed, hate, envy, murder, quarreling, deception, malicious behavior, and gossip. They are backstabbers, haters of God, insolent, proud, and boastful. They invent new ways of sinning, and they disobey their parents. At every turn, they refuse to understand. They break their promises. They are heartless and have no mercy. They know God's judgment requires that those who do these things deserve to die, yet they do them anyway. Worse yet, they encourage others to do them too. The world we live in today shows us clearly what happens when we remove God from our lives, from our schools, from our families. And his standards, without his standards, we're just lost. You would have to be a fool not to see what America has done to itself since 1962. Interestingly, God has found ways to seep back in through the pervasive evil we are witnessing today. Many Christians are defying those who would snuff out God. Here, there, and everywhere. God is shining through. His light can never be extinguished. In the end, we know from God's word that God wins. God wins. God wins. Let the revival start with me, Lord. Let it spread like wildfire through our land and across the world. Like you, Lord, your word is eternal, pure, and true. Revive us, Lord. Revive us again. Fill each heart with thy love. May each soul be rekindled with fire from above. I love you, church. Have a good day.